Beltless carry. It's kind of sort of a thing these days, considering the popularity of the Alias system by Neomag and the Filster Enigma, which apparently you can do parkour with. Both of these are great options, but what's different about those in particular than what we'll be discussing is the fact that they're what I would describe constructed in a chassis system. Basically, the foundation in which they work has to do with the fact that they're made from Tegris, which is a thermoplastic that's similar to Kydex in the fact that it's strong and it can be heated to mold into pretty much any shape you can imagine. Basically, with a bowl of Toklers and a cup of Death Wish, anything is possible. What I have to present today is interesting. How so? Well, before we digress, please, per the usual, be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see more content like this in the future, and more, definitely consider subscribing. Trads, goons, and tactical chads, welcome to Valkyrie Research. This is the clipping carry. Wow. StrapTac, I think. This is, at its core, a belly band, as you can tell. Like, look at this thing. It's a belly band. What makes this different from a majority of other belly bands? And also, by the way, I know it's going to look really weird. You girls are probably going to notice, but yes, I'm rocking like a half hand of nails right now. They're falling off, and I don't have the motivation to take the rest of them off yet, but I probably will soon. Anyways, so disregard that. Anyways, this is a belly band, and what makes this unique is, as you probably have noticed, I'm running my sidecar in this. Ugh. Yeah, I gotta like reach my arms all the way down here. So yeah, I am running my sidecar in this. That's kind of neat, right? Not a lot of belly bands do that. As a matter of fact, I only know two. I'm only aware of two that can do this. This one, and then there's another one by a company called Crossbreed Holsters, which I've actually had one other belly band holster from. And it was not the greatest. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. But the other belly band holster that they have that allows you to carry your own holster, like this one does, is it's interesting, to say the least. It's pretty much like this monolithic piece, and it's got like, it's the same concept as having this, and you have like a double layer of retention because the strap can go all the way over the, you know, the clips, and it's fascinating to say the least. But that was after the fact. I had discovered that after the fact. This was already invested in. I was already carrying this. But with that put aside, this is the main focus for right now. So, I've been running this. For about 4 weeks. A little over that at this point. It's been about a month. So, I carry everywhere I go. I'm in a state that allows me to do that, fortunately. For the rest of you, I am so sorry. Disobey. So, I have quite a bit of experience when it comes to concealed carry. Now, I love this holster on its own. What we're going to do here, we're going to get rid of that. I love this holster quite a bit. When T-Rex had dropped this is, I don't know, just one of those things that just made me go, wow, I really wish I had that. Because this is cool. This is really cool. What's cooler is this belly band actually comes in two different options. One for appendix carrier rigs, just like this. And then one with a single clip option. Which is convenient because I can run this as if it were a one clip holster. It's obviously a two clip, but if you're and at all educated on the new sidecar, you'll understand why they're so far apart. Weight distribution, if you didn't know already. So it just stays in one place. It's not like sagging and doing weird things, trying to do Pilates in your pants. But because I run the appendix version of this, which basically just means that this pouch is going to be a little bit wider to accommodate for, you know, this, right? If I were to, you know, have this thing put together, which I'm going to do here in just a second, just to kind of give you guys an idea. But we got a couple of things to go over first. But if you can imagine having that right there, right? It's nice to have that extra space for that. And because they're so far apart, you've got a balanced holster when you're running it like this. That is. And that's one of my favorite things about, I guess, this combination. The second thing, or the other thing, I don't know what thing I'm on at this point. This thing, that thing, I jump around so much. I am so sorry. The other thing that I like in particular about this, considering I can run this as a single clip holster, or just a, you know, a 4 o'clock holster, or, you know, whatever, a not sidecar holster. I can take this entire unit, run it appendix, but I can also take this unit and I can run it not 4 o'clock. Yes, 4 o'clock. Yeah, that way, but you're stupid if you do. I can run this strong side. And it's not that uncomfortable. Strong side with a holster like this is going to be uncomfortable to some extent because, yeah, homie, that's not very cash money. But what this allows me is, because this is not slaved to my belt line, as in it's not inside of my pants, and, you know, my pants can only stretch so far, you know, I can run the strong side. I prefer strong side because when I am training with a normal battle belt, you know, with a drop leg holster, you know, some degree, the direction in which my hand goes to reach for that holster is parallel with the side of my body. That makes for a more natural purchase on the firearm, right? So let's just pretend this is parallel to my leg. I'm going straight down. That makes more sense biomechanically, and please ignore this. This is abomination and a half. That's a story for another day. And everything still functions, by the way. But yes, that is more biomechanically sensible, right? Let me just bump the stand. I'm really good at that. When you're running it more 4 o'clock, you're going from here, right, to here, pretty much. So now I have to camp my wrist back a little bit more, and I have to clear more of my hip to get to that point, because 4 o'clock for me is pretty much on my back because I've got tiny hips. I'm a 29-inch waist. So my holster sits like way back here. Right. That's a lot of space for me to have to clear. So if I have the ability to rotate this perfectly to a position where I can get that naturally in-line purchase after defeating the garment, it's just money coming out. I've had more success with my draws from strong side than I have had 4 o'clock. Whether you want to believe that or not is up to you, but that ultimately does not matter. Now, if we were to actually run this appendix, things get interesting. And I do this like almost on a daily basis. I'm always pushing this thing in and out of here, so this is a pretty simple operation for me at this point. wants to run away from me. Get back here. Oh, good lord, I can't find the hole. I found the hole. I found the hole. Wow. There we go. Now, in its standard configuration, ready for some holster ASMR? Oh, that wasn't great. Sad. This is what you're going to be presented with. StrapTac by Clip and Carry. Wow. Now to the nitty gritty, I guess. This is constructed of nylon, hook and loop, and neoprene. Neoprene is soft. It's like what you'd, find on scuba suits, I guess. But this entire strap is all you've got keeping this thing on you. And I'll tell you right now, it doesn't do that bad of a job because you got a lot of length to work with you. I'm a 29-inch waist, so I'm at the bottom end of the scale. And this is the small medium. And this is about where my strap ends up. Somewhere in here. I don't really know. But yeah, it doesn't fit bad, honestly. Because it is a belly band, the way it is designed. This wants to ride a little higher than your hip. More on your belly. Right? Not really on your waistline. That's not necessarily a problem for me because I DGAF. I run it on my waist anyways, and it works. Well, a little above the waist, like the top of the belt line. Pretty much in that little Goldilocks zone where you can get away with wearing a belt too high. Right? So it's great there. But obviously, I can't run this, strong side. Now, as you can tell, basically, you have this pocket that you insert this thing into, and right here is a reinforced section of nylon that has a lip underneath it, right? That's what your holster is clipping onto. But this is pretty much it. Just neoprene, your neoprene little pouch, your little kangaroo pouch. And then all of that. It's a pretty simple design. It's comfortable for the most part. I wish the strap could be wider. That is one of my bigger complaints, just so I could distribute a little bit more of that weight across my waist. But other than that, this thing does what it's supposed to do. Like, I can actually carry when I don't want to wear a belt. Now, why would I, of all people, and this could even be a question you're asking yourself, why of all people would want to run something like this when I could literally just wear a pair of pants with a belt and, not have to get all wonky, right? Well, obviously, I don't always wear pants with a belt. Joggers are comfortable. I love joggers. I wear leggings a lot. I wear skirts and dresses a lot. I'm not a total, pleb. I know how to dress myself. I like to be presentable. And sometimes a belt just ain't it at the moment. If I want to go to the gym and I want to, pack a full-size handgun, if I really fucking wanted to, then absolutely. I'm going to do it. If I am in a non-permissive environment and I have to adjust the way that I dress, but I still want that protection because of whatever Mad Max scenario you can come up with or whatever Red Dawn scenario you can come up with. This is, in my opinion, a force multiplier. Why? Well, it expands your ability to carry a fucking handgun. You don't need a belt anymore. Like, just throw that belt to the side. No belt required. Now you can pack heat 24/7 in your pajamas. And no, I'm not wearing the pink pajamas today. I'm so sorry. I'll wear the pink pajamas next time. But Yes, if you are wearing pink pajamas, or you are wearing leggings, or you're wearing whatever, if you can get your handgun down to your belt line, here you are. Now, this is probably, I'm going to make a claim. This is probably one of the better belly band options out there, because of simply of its construction. If you know you're paying attention to my overly done my overdone intro, you know, belly bands have had that tendency, at least the design of them. There's been a tendency for these companies to design these without being aware of the fact that, you know, this thing explodes a projectile, and, you know, a majority of people who carry this have a penis. And I would not presume that anyone would have a wonderful time having that trigger pulled and things go missing, you know. So it's kind of a no-brainer if you really think about it, if you're educated at all. If you understand what a belly band is, then taking a look at this, you could probably give yourself a few more reasons and a little bit more of a rationale to spend more money on something that, you know, you can argue with yourself about, right? But I'll make that decision for you. Something like this, beyond it being, you know, just a belly band that you know, keep your strap on you, if we are giving it an application, you know, we don't have to give everything an application, honestly, but here at Valkyrie Research, we really like looking at the potential for further development when it comes to these kinds of things, and where something like this can be applied in a situational context, right? Where can something like this really shine? Where can this exceed the bandwidth of all the other items that you have on you? Like, where does this shine? Clandestine operations, baby. If you need to be a ghost in the crowd, if you've got a 1 or 2, 3, 4 man operation and you're doing whatever super deep, then you can bust out your Adidas sweats and throw a ready rig underneath an Under Armour hoodie, and you're good to go. And you're cozy while doing it. Think about it. You're so cozy because you don't have to wear denim. You don't have to deal with all of that based on your own SOPs. Maybe that's, you know, not in question. But that's a little benefit if you really think about it. You can go operating in your tracksuit and not have to worry about, you know, things getting funky when it comes to your concealed carry. Now, the only real downsides that I've noticed from this, and this I could probably modify on my own, which I might. One of these, not so much. The other, yeah. But that first thing that I don't particularly like about this is this band right here, like the main belly of the band. The main band for the belly, right? This is too narrow. This is too narrow. I have, just right behind me, a normal, this is like an 1.5-inch belt, I think, and I want to say that's 1.25 inches. This is just a Dickies belt, by the way. This is my carry belt. This is the Dickies Industrial. Got it from Walmart for about $20 because I'm a poor. And this is actually kind of solid. Like, this belt makes me giggle a little bit because it really tried to do something, and it did it okay-ish. It's really flat, really low profile, and this nylon is decent. It's definitely worn down a bit more than I would want, but just a nice uniform belt, I guess. Good with my BDUs, my M81s. But this is more important. 1.25 inch band that isn't really elastic is not cool. I don't mind that it's not elastic, but this just, it needs something else. It needs to be wider, for one. This needs to be like 2 inches for it to suffice. And not only that, but what I think would benefit something like this, because this is completely standalone. This is different from the Filster in particular, for the fact that it doesn't have like a fancy leg strap, which you could actually add on to this pretty easily if you got creative enough. You know, bust out your toklers again, and you know, anything's possible. But another thing that this thing would benefit from is some kind of sticky substance along this interface. Ooh. That would help prevent a lot of the shifting of the up and down that this has. If any of you have worn an outside or a one-piece battle belt, right? You know what I mean. If it doesn't have that sticky inside, if you're not rocking an Orion or whatever, it's just gonna slide everywhere. So something sticky along here, I think, would do great things for the overall design and performance of this, because I have found, because I do cinch this down quite a bit because I don't like it moving. I really don't. Probably not a good idea, but that's just my own preference, and I put up with it, and it's still comfortable for the most part. I cinch this down pretty tight, and it still likes to shift itself up a little bit. Not a lot, simply by taking this and just going back down. It resets itself, but if I could eliminate that one problem, that would be awesome. Yes. Now, because we like setting things up here, we like setups. You know, what setup are you running, bro? That kind of thing. I'm gonna set this thing up to, you know, how I've been running it for the past, I think, week or so, and what I have found to be quite handy. So we're gonna put this back together, and we'll give it a wrap. I just remembered something that I need to point out, because this is actually really important. This is something I didn't really like about this, so I want to do my due diligence and, you know, make sure that I note that. Something that I've noticed. This is particularly noticeable when you're doing this appendix carry, is because of, you know, the design of this. This does have a habit of moving like this. See all that play that this has got? What that play is doing, or what it does sometimes, is, I'll try to, you know, recreate this as best as I can. When this is along my torso, right, my waist, this will right up, and then you notice all of that material obstructing my grip. I've noticed, and it doesn't happen a lot. it happens enough where if you're not at least aware of it, it'll catch you off guard. But that material is going to get, you know, your finger's going to get bound up in that a little bit, or you're going to have to work past a little bit more. That is easily modifiable by taking an X-Acto knife and just trimming that down. I would even make it parallel with this, right? Like, I'd cut it straight to the top of, you know, this section right here, because this comes a little bit higher. But yes, something to be aware of. It's a pain in the ass when it happens, but it's not hard to recover from. It's almost like getting your shirt up in there when you're trying to, you know, get her up on out of there. We've all been there, so be wary. And this is my current concealed carry setup. I actually just got back from a little outing with my love. We went and got some shakes, and I had this on me. In this construction, you know, of course, strong side, but what I like about the strong side setup too is when I put this on, when the strap is, you know, actually adjusted correctly, this puts everything exactly where I want it. As in, my holster is strong side, right? And then my holster sits opposite to 4 o'clock, so kind of 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, somewhere in there. And then my little everyday guy, my little husky, he's a cutie. I got him at a pawn shop last year. He just sits upside down because it's a little easier to pull it out that way instead of having to like reach up and do weird stuff. And then I flash a gun and I flash magazine and people know I'm packing. So this I can literally just like lift my shirt up nice and discreet like and flip out my little husky. Woof. Fucking woof, bitches. I really like this knife quite a bit. I wish I had a spring assisted, but I'm picky when it comes to knives, and this covers a lot of my little boxes. Now, with all that being said, not a whole lot more to discuss, really. If you are looking to belly band a little bit, then this is something I highly suggest. And for all you Smith & Wesson owners, I don't know if you know this, but if you know, you know, right? If you know, you know. Yeah. This ain't a Smith & Wesson video, but I might as well. Oh my lord. I might as well. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, all that good stuff. Share this video with your friends. And subscribe, for sure. Plenty of more contents in the future. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll catch you guys next time.